This is the more enlarged diagram of the mechanism of sodium reabsorption from the proximal convoluted tubule. This is the lumen, and this surface is known as the luminal surface. This is the single tubular epithelial cells of single layer of tubular epithelial cells, and this is the interstitium, and this is the peritubular capillary. So, sodium suppose there are 3 sodium ions. These 3 sodium ions will be reabsorbed from the proximal convoluted tubule in 3 different ways. First of all, it can be transported by sodium hydrogen exchange. Then it can be transported by sodium glucose co-transport. Then it can be reabsorbed by sodium amino acid co-transport. And this transportation will be held from the lumen into the renal tubular epithelial cells. So, there are 3 different types of transportation system, or 3 different ways of transportation systems of sodium from the lumen into the tubular epithelial cells. First one is sodium hydrogen exchange, second one is sodium glucose co-transport, and the third one is sodium amino acid co-transport. As we know from our previous discussions, these all 3 transport processes are included in the active transport. There are 2 types of active transport. First one is primary active transport, and the second one is secondary active transport. And then the secondary active transport, we can classify the secondary active transport in another 2 different categories. There is, first one is co-transport, and the second one is counter transport. By the means of co-transport, the 2 or 3 molecules or substance go towards the same directions, and in counter transport 2 or 3 molecules or substance will travel against the one another. So, sodium and hydrogen exchange is the type of secondary active transport, and in the secondary active transport, its the real identity is the counter transport. So, sodium will go in one direction and hydrogen ion will go in another direction. So, it is the one type of active transport, that is secondary active transport, and the which type of secondary active transport? It is counter transport. And the rest 2 transport systems, that is sodium glucose co-transport and sodium amino acid co-transport. From the name we can get it is co. Co means these 2 substances, sodium and glucose or sodium and amino acid, will go towards the same direction simultaneously. So, first type is counter transport and second type is co-transport, and these both transport systems are in the family of active transport system. So, energy expenditure will be needed in these transportation systems. First of all, how the sodium is transported by the sodium hydrogen exchange mechanisms. At first, I will draw carrier protein or exchange protein or pump protein. Sodium will go from outside, that means from lumen into the cells, and in exchange of sodium ion, hydrogen ion will be secreted from the tubular epithelial cells into the lumen. So, we can see easily that these 2 substances will go in different directions or opposite directions. Sodium will enter from the lumen into the cell and hydrogen ion will be secreted from the cells into the lumen. Now I have another important information to share, that is sodium will go towards the concentration gradient. As you know, the gradient means the difference. That means sodium will be facilitated diffused and the hydrogen ion will go against the concentration gradient. So the main energy will be used in the transportation of hydrogen ion. So sodium will go towards the concentration gradient and hydrogen ion will be secreted against the concentration gradient. Now you can ask, from where we can get this driving force of energy to move the hydrogen ion against the concentration gradient? It is a good question. Now I will explain the driving force which will force the hydrogen ion to secrete from the cell into the lumen. And for this purpose I will draw another pump protein in the basolateral surface. This pump protein is known as sodium potassium ATPase pump. And what will happen here? 3 sodium ions will be moved from the cell into the interstitiums, and in exchange of 2 potassium ions will be moved from interstitiums into the cells. Look here, these 3 sodium ions is transported from the cell into the interstitiums, will help to develop a concentration gradient into the renal tubular epithelial cells, and in exchange of sodium ion, 2 potassium ions will enter into the cells. So there will be developed a maximum concentration of potassium ions into the cell and maximum concentration of sodium ion outside of the cells. And can you tell me which kind of transport process it is? You can easily confused by the direction of these two substances. Sodium transportation direction is in opposite direction of the potassium ion, but it is not a part of a secondary active transport, that means counter transport. You have to know it very carefully, you have to memorize it, that this is a great example of primary active transport, as because sodium ion is transported against the concentration gradient and always the potassium ions also goes against the concentration gradient. And the main difference of the primary active transport and the secondary active transport is that in primary active transport substance will go against the concentration gradient, always go against the concentration gradient, and in secondary active transport either it can be co-transport or counter transport. One substance will go towards the concentration gradient and another substance will go against the concentration gradient. So it is the basic difference between the primary active transport and secondary active transport. Look here, in these transportation systems, sodium ion will go towards the concentration gradient. That means the movement of sodium will be held as downhill movement, and the movement of hydrogen ion is against the concentration gradient. That means it is the uphill movement. So it is obviously what kind of transport system? It is obviously secondary active transport system, in which one substance is going towards the concentration gradient and another substance is going in against the concentration gradient. But in this case, what will happen? 3 sodium ions goes against the concentration gradient, and also the potassium ions go against the concentration gradient. So it is a clear and good example of primary active transport, and it is the great example of secondary active transport. Which variety? Counter transport variety of the secondary active transport. And now I will tell you another basic difference between the primary active transport system and the secondary active transport system. In primary active transport system, the energy is expenditured directly. That means we know the source of energy, the ATP. That means ATP will be used here directly in case of primary active transport. But in case of secondary active transport, the energy is used or expenditured indirectly. Indirectly means the driving force for this transportation system will be achieved from the primary active transport systems. That means the driving force of hydrogen ion movement will be achieved from this primary active transport in the basolateral surface of renal tubular epithelial cells. So, by these mechanisms, by this primary active transport system, the main concentration gradient will be developed, and this main concentration gradient will help the secretion of hydrogen ion from the luminal surface. So, what we get from this diagram, at first sodium ion is reabsorbed from the lumen into the cell in exchange of hydrogen ion. It is a variety of secondary active transport, that is counter transport. In this transportation system, sodium will go towards the concentration gradient and hydrogen ion will be secreted against the concentration gradient. And this driving force of the hydrogen ion movement is achieved from the primary active transport system, which is situated in the basolateral surface. This transportation system is known as sodium-potassium ATPase pump. What is the criteria of this sodium-potassium ATPase pump? 3 sodium ion is expelled from the cell into the interstitium and 2 potassium ions is dragged into the cell against the concentration gradient, and the needed energy will be expenditured here by the breakdown of ATP with the help of enzyme that is named as sodium potassium ATPase, and the pump protein is known as sodium potassium ATPase pump. So the main purpose of this sodium potassium ATPase pump is to develop the concentration gradient and the driving force which will help to secrete the hydrogen ion. So sodium ion will be moved from lumen into the cell and then cell into the interstitium, and from the interstitiums, where will it go? It will go into the capillary system, that is peritubular capillary, by the another transport system which is named as bulk flow or the ultrafiltration. This is all for today. Thank you all for having patience. In our next class, I will discuss about the 2 other transportation systems of the sodium ion in proximal convoluted tubule, that is sodium glucose co-transport and the sodium amino acid co-transport. For today, this is all. Thank you.